Is up, cool people? Alright, we're gonna get into it. We are exploring Google art and culture. You just gotta Google art and culture, they'll bring you to our website. So, before we get into all of this, what I want you to do is I want you to grab your spreadsheet. The worksheet that I gave you, excuse me, and I'm gonna pull it up here. So I've got it step by step listed. You're gonna go to that website. We're gonna play a game. We're gonna learn how to talk about artwork. I want you to write a few sentences after that. Museum, art, scavenger hunt. You're gonna go through. You're going to figure out how to answer all these questions. So what museum did you choose? Complementary colors. I've got a bunch of other things in here I need you to take care of. All right, so that is the worksheet. Get that out of our way. Okie dokie artichokes. So here is Google Arts and Culture. This first page is going to change every single time you open this. This is today's news. We've got some things about cinema. Coolly cool. We've got an explore page. Now, my one critique about this is this changes often as well. These are really cool. However, again, they change. And I think that Google could be a little bit more consistent. So, places, this is awesome. It's going to show you artwork from all around the world from a specific country. So, let's check out artwork in China. There is a ton of information on this website, so sometimes it takes a little time for things to buffer. That's no problem. You can scroll through like this. This is right now an overview of just everything they have. They've got approximately 32,000 artworks. You can also look through the timeline. This is pretty cool. So you could say, hey, what's been going on in recent history in China? And you can check out what, again, it's Google Arts and Culture. So we're not just going to see artwork. We are going to see different artifacts that represent the culture. Looks like they had a pretty bad hurricane go through there. And we could also compare that to, I don't know, some year 600, 700, 800. Give it a little bit of time to think. If it completely freezes on you, you can always hit the refresh button. That's been working out pretty well for me. Okay, there we go. And you can click on a specific artwork. It's going to tell you some things about this artwork. It's going to tell you where it was made, if it has an artist, etc. All right, if you ever get lost, you can click on this button here and it'll bring you back to the home page. Next up on exploring, we've got museums. Now this is pretty sick. However, I would like if they had listed it in the tile form that we saw for our countries. But I'll show you how to get to that later. So this is pretty cool. You can figure out where this art museum is. It's in Paris. I am not going to try to pronounce that. Embarrass myself for all of you to laugh at me. Ha 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 ha. But I think this is really cool. If you ever go to Google Maps and you go to where you can walk around, kind of like this version, typically you can double click and it'll bring you forward, and that way you can kind of navigate the space a little bit more naturally rather than having to click on these buttons. I would have suggested that Google add that, but that's kind of a tiny little thing. All right, so here's some virtual museums. That's pretty cool. Come back. Let's go to some artwork. And same thing here. It would have been cool if we had tile versions of all the artwork they have listed, but looks like they're trying to show us some street art around the globe. Hey, I don't mind this. This is just, I guess, if you're ever feeling kind of bored and you want to explore some artwork that you probably would never have opened up without this being shown. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have found this if they didn't place it here, right? So I could see the pros and the cons. Pretty crazy. All right, I'm gonna come back and games. So our last explore button. So, hey, what's going on here? This is just the game of the week. This is the Forever Labyrinth. I actually haven't played this one yet. This one just came up. Um, but for our first game, as we talked about, it's the talking mice. So it's called Mice in the Museum. We're going to find that by going right up here to play. So you're going to click on that. And we've got a whole bunch of games here that you can play. We've got more down here. And if you scroll, we have some other cool stuff going on over here. The one I want you to play with for sure is Mice in the Museum. I think I tried just about every one of these games, and uh, this is one other critique. They don't have every single game listed here, but I will show you. We'll get there eventually. Oh, gotta click on music. That's what it is. And there is a really cool Blob Beats game. This is pretty cool. You can kind of make your own. I was entertained in our own music. I was entertained for that for a while. So I'm going to go back to that, come up here, Mice in the Museum, and then launch experiment.
Follow the footsteps of August and Pearl, two mice on a journey through the world's most renowned museums. Through their eyes, we'll discover hidden beauty and unexpected stories as they explore the world of art.
All right, so you're going to take a little tour of some artworks and you're going to learn about how these mice talk about art. And that is something that we can pull into our class. We look and see what are they saying, what are the kinds of things that they're saying. I want you to find an artwork that speaks to you. Maybe it's something that you've seen before and you want to learn more about, or maybe it's something that you've never seen before. You could click on Art View, or you could come over here to Museum View, tap on that, and this is a really cool feature because it'll show you artworks within a museum collection. So maybe you say, I have seen this or that one before. I wonder what other pieces are inside that museum. So I'm going to scroll down until I find something that speaks to me. I like those cows. Let's talk about the cows. Make sure your volume is up.
Wow! Look at the size of that bull.
It's enormous. And painted in 1647, imagine that.
Oil on canvas. It's so realistic, it's like they're about to walk off the painting.
I bet it took ages to paint all those tiny details. Did you see the lark? And those flies on the bull's back?
Incredible! And the cow's whiskers. It's called the bull, but it's got so much more going on.
It's like a whole tiny landscape around them, too. It's from the Dutch Golden Age, you know?
A whole world in one painting. It's Baroque style, isn't it? I love that.
Baroque and naturalistic. It's like really, really, really realistic.
Imagine how long it must have taken to get all the colors just right.
I wonder what inspired the artist. Maybe a sunny afternoon in the Dutch countryside?
Or maybe he just loved cows and bulls and wanted to show them in all their glory.
Or maybe it was a very important bull.
Paulus Potter was a very talented artist.
Definitely. It's one of the most famous paintings in this whole museum.
Shall we look at another one?
So, as you can see, the mice are talking about very specific things. What are those things? Use that information to help you answer question number 1. You might not be able to answer it right away. So we're definitely going to need to move on to the next question so that we can get a real idea. But as you can also see, you can interact with your environment. And this feature is so cool. Earlier, I told you that the programmer for the museum virtual tour, you had to click on those arrows to help you navigate. Not with this. This is a lot more user friendly. So it seems like maybe different developers were using or being used at the time. But wow, this museum is absolutely beautiful. You have the museum listed right here. Man, this is a place that I would love to come, and I would probably never know about this place. Maybe I heard about it in a textbook at one point, but if I did not have this experience on this virtual tour, I probably would have never known about this place. So maybe this is on my bucket list. All right. So you can hit random artwork or you can choose. So let's choose random.
Wow, look at the way the light catches her dress. It's like it's made of spun moonlight.
It's all shimmery and swishy. Like a cloud you can almost cuddle.
It's oil on canvas, you know. Amazing how he made the satin look so real.
Reminds me of a creamy ice cream sundae, but way more elegant.
This is American Impressionism. So different from that massive bull we saw last time.
True. This is all soft and dreamy. That bull was all muscles and detail. Super realistic.
I like how intense her gaze is. She looks like she's got a secret.
Or maybe she's plotting world domination. With a very stylish dress.
The artist, John Singer Sargent, painted his friend, Sarah Sears. She was a photographer and art collector.
A super cool photographer friend. Fancy.
Apparently, she was a big deal in Boston. A real tastemaker.
A tastemaker with amazing taste in dresses, that's for sure.
Those soft lavender, blue, and pink touches in the white are just incredible.
I bet it took him ages to paint all those delicate details.
Shall we find another artwork?
So sometimes this happens with this feature where you try to back out, but you get lost. This has happened to me a few times, so it's not just a one-off event. And the other critique is that you would think that the museum would stay the same, but all of a sudden now we're in Houston. So I'm not a huge fan of that aspect. You're going to come here and maybe I want to come back to that museum that I talked about earlier.
Wow. Look.
And I'm going to pause because I already saw this one. I already talked about it, but I'm more interested in seeing if I can stay here. I want to stay in this experience. So I could even click on it and it'll bring up that museum. Oh, it's in the Netherlands. Lots of Dutch art from the Golden Age. So we can see all of the pieces that are inside this museum. Now that is so cool. Hey, I need to bookmark this one because this is one of those that I need to keep in touch with. So I'm going to go ahead and hit follow. It's going to link to my account. Oh, look at me. I got my first art collector because I added a piece of art to my favorites. And then you can go here and see all your badges. Honestly, I could look at this website for hours, and I have. There's a never-ending amount of activities that you can explore. So when you are ready to move on to the next question, you can go ahead and hit explore.
We've got a bunch of different examples of things that you can explore. You've got artists, mediums, art movements, history, historic events, historical figures, and you keep coming, places. Okay. So this is a page that's a little bit more consistent. So if you're in doubt of finding something, you can hit the explore, and we're just going to scroll down for a little bit and check out what items they have going on. This is what we're eventually going to come back to is the collections. We're going to hit view all, so we'll look at that in a little bit. We have some weekly highlights. If you click on that, popular topics, so we've got some things here. All right, so, and something you need to know for later is you can explore artworks by color. We've got pink, so let's say I'm asking you to look up some warm color schemes. You might decide to find an artwork from the pink area, and you'll have to use your best judgment because not all of these I would consider to be warm artworks. Like this is a little warm, but comparatively compared to all of these, it's a little darker. Same thing with this one. Like this is very warm. All right, so back to explore, and you're going to want to go down to the collections and hit view more. And the first question I'm going to ask you is, to find an art museum and collections, the first thing I want you to do is go over here to map, and here are all of the art museums that Google Art and Culture has available for us to look at. So I want you to find Michigan, scroll. I'm using a little toggle swirly do thing to get closer, and we are going to find an art museum that is close to us. So check out, you can click on it and see what comes up. Let's see, there is the DIA, the Detroit Institute of Arts. You can also see if there's another art museum. We got the Henry Ford Collection. Okay. It's probably going to be a lot of cars. And we've got the Ann Arbor, the University of Michigan Museum of Art. So choose an art museum, for example. We're going to go to the Detroit Institute of Arts. All right, and we've got our big collection. This is all the artwork that is inside the DIA. In the first box, I want you to write down which art museum you ended up choosing. You really don't have that many options. You've got the Detroit Institute of Art or the U of N Art Museum. So choose whichever one you'd like, and maybe one you haven't seen before. Maybe you've been to the DIA before, so maybe you'll choose the other option. All right, so within this large collection, what I want you to do for your first question is tell me, find one that uses complementary colors. So I have a definition on there for you, so that's your job to look that up. Maybe you'll use one of these to help you along. Maybe you'll expand it so that you can scroll through a little bit more comfortable. All right, the next question is going to be, I would like for you to find a portrait. I need you to tell me what the artwork is and what the artist is. Next thing I need you to do is find a landscape. I would like for you to find a work of art that you would hang in your home. So I want you to tell me what the artwork is, and then I want you to tell me why you like it. Think back to the mice, the Talking the Museum mice game, and think about how they might describe the artwork and pull in some of that. The next question, question 5, is an artwork that tells a story. So find me an artwork that tells a story. How do I know if something tells a story, Miss Crabtree? I don't know what the story is. Well, I mean, looking at some of these, this one definitely probably tells a story, so you can't use this one since I'm pointing it out. The Dreams of Men. So you can look at it, you can click on it, and then you can zoom in. Again, I am using that little toggle circle. I guess I have to figure out what that is called to help me figure out what is happening here, because I want you to tell me what story is happening. And you don't have to tell me exactly what is happening. I just want you to use your best guess. So this is not the time to use AI and ask, hey, what story is this telling? Because that is probably going to tell me an answer that is a little bit more complicated than you are probably capable of, just because this is likely something to do with the Bible, and it takes a little bit of background knowledge, or a lot of background knowledge, to understand what's happening. Like, I don't even know what's happening here. I could try to figure it out. Maybe I can explore, let's see, where next? I swear that said a different thing. Oh yeah, it says explore related content. So you might have some related content in here that will help give you an idea, because the AI feature on here is pretty good. It puts together some narratives for you. All right. So that is your assignment today. If you have extra time, you can come back to the Google Art and Culture page, and you can explore some of the other things they have going on here, like the thylacine. This is pretty cool. I just watched a documentary on the thylacine, and it's an animal that is related to the kangaroo, and they have gone extinct within recent years. So, but this is the footage, the last footage we have of the last living thylacine. But there are some conspiracy theorists that think that they are still out there. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, so that is your assignment today. Overall, I think that Google Arts and Culture is a really amazing resource. I have personally explored a lot of the museums that they have available. I think that it'll take a little bit more time before they're a little bit more user friendly, and you can do things like walk up these stairs. You'd think that that would be something that would be easy to do if they were going through, but every time I try to go up these stairs, it's kind of like, where is it taking me? And then I'm off the stairs again. Like, what's going on with those stairs? So those are my thoughts, and that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.